Hello, friends. Good evening. Bonjour. Namaste. And today I'm very happy to introduce you our VIP guest, Jeanette Ceja, in Travel Talk with NAVEEN Manchanda. Hello, Jeanette. Welcome to the studio.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for coming, Jeanette. So, friends, I have a very interesting story to tell you there. I was in touch with Jeanette on Facebook, via Facebook. And then last year in December, we happened to be at the same place at the same time for the luxury travel show ILTM. So from there, I just wrote her a message that I'm at ILTM and I see on Facebook that you are also there. And I would absolutely want to meet you at ILTM. And we definitely should meet, before you just go from this. So, and then we decided to meet and we met at Hotel Martinez Hyatt Hotels Paris. And it was so inspiring because we spoke about a lot of beautiful things about travel because I was very inspired with her. So I followed her on Facebook and I could see what beautiful work she is doing. It's very difficult to define Jeanette with a few words. So I can call her a TV host, a bilingual travel journalist, a global public speaker. She works a lot for women emancipation. And I got so inspired. I said that I also want to do a travel show like you are planning to do. And today, after a few months, I'm lucky to have her as my guest on the show. Thank you so much, Janet.
Thank
You
you.
need no introduction. Everybody knows you. You're a celebrity. But still, please, I would request you to introduce yourself for our lovely audience.
Thank you, Naveen, for that beautiful introduction. I'm so honored that we met when we met, and I'm honored to be on your show. I'm so proud of you. Huge following, huge engagement, huge. It's just such a great thing that you're doing, and it's only going to get bigger and better from here. What can I say? I am just, a woman who is trying to make the world a better place. I've known my purpose since I was a young girl that I wanted to unite the world through travel. I've always known that. And for me, growing up in the United States, my parents actually are from Mexico. So they came. Hi, Amit. They came from Mexico City and in the 1980s, and I was actually born here in the U.S. But I have those two cultures, so I speak fluent Spanish and English, and so yeah, exciting. Hablo español también.
Español, muy bien, muy bien. Encantado.
Sí, sí.
Sí, gracias. So, Janet, we can talk a lot about you. It will never end because there are so many beautiful things to tell, so many beautiful stories, and obviously your experiences. But if we had to define yourself, give your introduction in just 3 words, which words would you choose?
Love, gratitude, and purpose. Yes.
Love, gratitude, and purpose. That's so beautiful. And you can see we have a lot of people saying hello to you. So,
thank you for the kind words. How can I share this on my Facebook?
This will be, we will have this recording and then you just forward the recording. Okay. Everything will be shared. Yeah. So,
hi, everybody.
So I would just like to know, because when I entered into tourism, it was not planned. I was doing something else. And then one day I realized I wanted to talk to people, meet people. So how did tourism happen to you? Like, did you do studies for tourism or did it just come, unplanned? How did it happen?
Well, it was really unplanned, but essentially I've always been a traveler, and I've had my passport since I was 6 months old. I was a baby, and I've been going to Mexico since I was a baby. So essentially I've always been a traveler since I was young, but I just love travel. I would engage and watch all the travel shows, and I actually wanted to be a foreign correspondent, a news. So I thought I wanted to be like Oprah or like Christiana Amanpour on CNN. So that's what I thought I wanted to be. But it just turned into me writing, essentially, how I got into travel and journalism. I just started writing, and I combined both travel and writing into one. So I started as a very young girl.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful story. And so, a lot of people know a lot of things about you because people keep on talking about you, your interviews. I've seen you have interviewed so many celebrities that, I mean, you are a celebrity yourself, I understand. But there may be few things that people don't know about you. So would you just tell any two secrets that people don't know about you?
Two secrets that people don't know about me is I am a vegetarian, and I worked at I worked in different industries before I fully committed to travel. I worked in sports for a couple years at Fox Sports, and I did a small stint in Playboy, but it was for the production side. It was for the media side. So no, I was not in the magazine.
Wow. Okay, so that's a real secret. I think that I'm sure it's a secret that not many people would be. Yeah, finally we got the secrets. Yeah. So, and because when you become famous, a lot of people talk about you. So anything like any misinformation or any rumor what you heard about yourself, people saying?
Not so much as rumors, because I think that, knock on wood, a lot of my work speaks for itself. However, recently I think I've been more categorized as an influencer in social media, which I think it's great, but I've been covering travel and writing about travel since I was 12 years old, essentially.
Right.
For me, it's so purpose driven. So I don't really care about I like social media, but as many as having 1 billion followers, to me, even if I have one follower, I'm so grateful. I appreciate that. And so there it is.
Okay, yeah, because talking about the word influencer, I recently was talking to some hotelier, a very good quality hotel, and they told me they get so many requests from people saying that they're influencers, but they find it very commercial these days, as you rightly mentioned. So I think, yes, you are very powerful, but influencer word right now is going that you said it actually, the same feeling I got from the hotels.
Yeah, I feel I consider myself more like a thought leader or a visionary. I have been doing covering travel before social media. I'll be doing during social media, and I'll probably be doing it after social media. So for me, it's just so much bigger than what people see. I do a lot behind the scenes as well. I speak at a lot of colleges and universities to students and youth. I have mentees that I help with during their college or once they're starting off in their career. I have a lot of people come up to me who want advice for public speaking or for writing. So for me, it's just how I can be a resource and be of service. It's not really about me, but it's how can I be of service. So yeah, I think that's what makes me the happiest.
Okay, thank you. And then one more thing, I was just wondering, because when we see you, people always see a beautiful lady and very charming and then very perfect. And when we see your work, your interviews and everything seems so perfect. It's like a movie story. We see that, like in India, we have a lot of movies and everything just goes perfect. Nothing can go wrong. But still, for you in your life, do you have also any regrets?
I don't really have regrets, and I don't for example, rejection. I don't think rejection in the sense is a bad thing. I think rejection is redirection. So for me in my career and in my life, I've heard no. I've gotten rejection letters. I failed in essence, but I don't regret any of that because in my life it's taught me really valuable lessons. And also I think it's a timing thing. I think things happen when they're supposed to happen, and it's maybe it wasn't the time. So my whole life, I knew I wanted to do a travel show since I was a young girl, and I watched Anthony Bourdain and Samantha Brown and Rick Steves, all the greats here in the U.S. And the one thing as a young girl is I never saw many women, in the travel industry. And I didn't see a lot of women that look like me. If there are women on travel shows, they were like supermodels or actresses and bikinis, and I just couldn't relate to them as a young girl. And also, I didn't see anyone that looked like me. And so being Latina, I was kind of, I don't know, it made me a little sad because I thought maybe it wasn't possible for me as a young girl.
Right.
And so now I'm in my 30s, believe it or not.
We don't believe it.
I'm in my 30s. I actually wrote a travel show treatment. I went to UCLA for producing film and television. I did the professional program after I graduated college with journalism. And the reason why I did that was because I wanted to learn how to produce, and I already knew hosting, but I want to know how to produce a TV show from beginning to end, because, you know, I knew that one day I like the creativity of a producer. And one day as a woman, one of the things, and many women could probably relate, is that we have to consider, if we want to get married and have a family, that we may need to take some time off and to get some rest. So I've always been excited about the producing aspect of television. So last year I was pitching my TV show in LA and New York, and I got a lot of great momentum and a lot of interest. It took 1 year of pitching, and then, you know, the unpredictable happened, COVID. So I kind of put it on the back burner, but it's still going to happen. My TV show is going to be for everybody, men, women, but it's going to be with an emphasis on women. So I feel like we need more of that in the travel industry.
Right. Thank you so much for explaining so many beautiful things. And now, in fact, I would just take a small break to see how many comments are pouring in. Actually, you got a lot of success, Jeanette. I mean, again, we see that here is Amit Kothari saying hi, Jeanette. Ruhi Mehta saying hello, guys. Very excited already. Veena Robinson, my friend, saying hello, Jeanette. Hello, Naveen. Hello, Veena. Rahul Basin says, hey, guys. Sanjay Soni, hi, Naveen and Jeanette. Good to hear you, Jeanette. Pallavi says, you are so beautiful, Jeanette.
Thank you.
And then I have my friend Frederic from France, who says, wonderful. And then Sanjay Soni, Jeanette, welcome on board. Frederic says, hello, Naveen and Jeanette. Greetings from Paris. Hello, Frederic. Bonjour. Jeanette also speaks a little bit French.
Oui.
So we are saying bonjour to you, Frederic.
Je m'appelle Jeanette, Frederic.
Beautiful. Frederic, there is a message for you. Elle s'appelle Jeanette. And then Emilio saying, hola, Jeanette. Gran trabajo, Miss Ceja. Okay.
Gracias.
Yeah,
in Guatemala. My friends in Guatemala.
And then Valmiki Harikishan says, hello, Naveen Manchanda. Great going. Thank you, Valmiki Harikishan. And Veena Robinson, beautiful story indeed. Sanjay Soni, vegetarian. Yeah, people are impressed. This is a secret. Janet, by the way, I'm also a vegetarian. And Veena Robinson writes, we are enjoying the show. My friend Veena, she's also vegetarian. So then Sanjay Soni, Janet, you are a rock star. Yes, she is. And then Ruhi Mehta, you are a great host, Mr. Naveen Manchanda. Okay, thank you. And Indrani, great Naveen ji. And Sanjay Soni, Pallavi Verma, hello Janet, very nice to know you. Vikrant Grover says, this is really great. Veena Robinson says, amazing. Indrani says, hi.
Hi.
Lisa says, salute to both of you. And then Indrani, Janet, Rajesh Bisht, hi guys. Dimple Arora says, hi. Gurjeet, great going. My goodness, the list is continuing. Again, we have same people with few more comments. So, Janet, what is the secret of this success? What is the secret of this success?
You know, that's a great question, Naveen. I think, what does success mean to you? I think success is very subjective. To me, and I get this, I've lived in LA, Los Angeles for 10 years, Hollywood. I covered red carpets, interviewed celebrities, athletes, global leaders, musicians, everyone you can think of. And to me, I've actually asked them that question as well. And I got different answers. And for me personally and professionally, what success means to me is making an impact, making a difference, building a legacy for future generations to come. To me, success is more intrinsic. It's not, you know, about the fame and all that. That's really not important to me.
Right.
It's really about making a difference and being a voice, for example, for more women, for more people of color, just people with disabilities, bringing more representation in the travel and tourism industry has always been a priority for me. And especially the youth. I think the youth really could use more, just role models in general. And I'm really excited for the youth because they're hungry, they're ready to travel, they're smart, they're, they're great. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And then I was just wondering that you have interviewed so many people, red carpets and everywhere. All the celebrities, so many celebrities, but obviously that you don't have the same feeling for every show. So, but till today, like, what was your favorite interview that you have done till today?
Wow, that is a great question. I've probably done thousands of interviews over the past 10 years or so. But my top favorite interview will have to be, I have two. The first one, of course, will be Anthony Bourdain, the late Anthony Bourdain. So I grew up watching him as a young girl, and he's one of the reasons why I wanted to be a travel host, because I loved how he was able to connect and unite people through food, because he was a chef. But he was able to break all those stereotypes and whatever barriers that people felt divided because they didn't understand the different culture or the different language. And Anthony Bourdain was who he was. He was just so, he didn't care if you liked him or not. He just was who he was. So a couple of years ago, I had an opportunity to interview Anthony Bourdain in New York City. But that was an opportunity that I had to fight for because, believe it or not, it just wasn't there for me. So I pitched to about 10 media outlets if I could interview him. And believe it or not, I got 10 no's. And I couldn't believe it. So at that moment, I said, you know what? I'll fly myself to New York. I'll buy my own ticket and I'll just ask him a question like, the audience. And the moment I said that, then I got a yes from a publication, and they ended up in Los Angeles, and they ended up getting me right on the red carpet with all the international reporters. And I had 3 minutes with Anthony Bourdain. And for me, I don't get starstruck, believe it or not. Like celebrities living in LA, I don't get starstruck. But with Anthony Bourdain, I got starstruck. I couldn't remember my questions. I was just a fan. And I remember he was like so tall, he had to bend down to come to talk to me. So yeah, that was just the highlight of my life. The other interview that I did was with Swati Mandela, which is she's one of the late Nelson Mandela's granddaughters. So she flew in from South Africa for a nonprofit that I was helping host. It's called the Free Wheelchair Mission, and they help give wheelchairs to people in third world countries. And I got to interview Swati Mandela for 45 minutes, just one-on-one. And that was one of the most inspirational interviews because for me, she, Nelson Mandela is like a legend.
Yeah. Wow. That's so interesting, but it's, such an inspirational story. Getting rejected 10 times, but you did not quit. You still kept on trying. That's so inspiring.
Thank you. I think one of the keys to success, long-term success, is determination and, investing in your skill set and investing in your mindset. Because for me, if I didn't believe in my purpose, if I wasn't determined, I would have just given up after the first no. But after the second no, the third no, the fourth no, the fifth no, the sixth no, the seventh no, the eighth no, the ninth no, the 10th no, I was still going to go one way or the other. And I think that's what differentiates people who are successful to those who are not. They give up when it gets tough, but that is when you got to just get back up and keep going. And I think that's what a lot of the most successful people in the world, for example, Oprah or Michael Jordan, Lionel Messi, all the greats failed many times. They heard no, they had to work very hard, but they kept going. And there's a really famous saying in Hollywood. They say an overnight success is actually 8 years of hard work. So if you see someone just everywhere, all over, more than likely they've been putting 8 to 10 years of hard work before, it all just happened.
Right. That's true. People don't realize that, nothing just comes so quickly, and there's a lot of hard work behind. So all these interviews and beautiful stories that you told, I mean, it again seems everything is perfect, but then sometimes, there can be some embarrassing moments during interviews. You depend on so many things, and, maybe because we just had one of the shows and then just internet went off and so many unpredictable things. So did you have also some embarrassing moments during the shows? Like, would you like to tell us about something?
Oh my gosh. I mean, how much time do we have? I am full of embarrassing stories.
Oh my gosh.
From me falling, tripping, from the mic not being on during an interview, but also really random things from, having an eyelash stuck in my eye, and my eye would not stop watering. So during an interview, I was trying to interview on a red carpet, and it got so bad that I had to stop the interview, go to the restroom, and my eye was just red, and it was really embarrassing. But we're human too. Everyone's human, so they understand that.
They understand that
things happen. So, yeah.
Okay, so we are not alone. It happens to everybody.
Right? Oh, okay. For sure.
Even to the celebrities like you, it happens. Huh?
Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you.
So now we have a lot of messages again coming from same people. Sanjay Soni. Then I have our friend Urvashi Mehta Chawla, who says, super host Naveen. Oh, thank you, Urvashi. Then Veena Robinson says, proud of you, Naveen. Thank you. And then we have Rajesh Bisht, who says, wow, Jeanette, you are a brave lady and very inspiring. Yes, she is. Sanjay Soni again, Urvashi Mehta, Veena Robinson, Ruhi Mehta. Sorry, guys, just reading it quickly because a lot of questions are still left with Jeanette, and it could go on and on and on.
Yes.
So thank you so much, Star, to the lovely people who have been just writing so nice comments. Thank you again. And so, Jeanette, these are the general questions, and then we have a rapid fire round before coming to the end of the show. So the rapid fire round is rapid fire, but we'll not go very fast. We have time because I've seen that you're always very calm and quiet and serene, and you answer very, peacefully. So we'll just take it easy, but there will be some personal questions because people know you always as a celebrity host, but we would want to know a little bit more about you, about your personal life. So I'll start with the rapid fire questions.
Okay.
But you're not allowed to skip any. You have to answer to all of them.
Okay.
So the first one is, what is your relationship status?
I am single. I'm single and super single.
Super single. So guys, and no comments. Okay, I'm surprised, but no comments. So still somebody lucky has to get lucky. And so what is one thing that you would like to add to your bucket list?
Wow. Well, this year during the pandemic, I started writing my book, my first book. Besides my television show that I want to add to my bucket list, I actually want to create a scholarship at my university that I went to for study abroad. So I want to create a scholarship for students to be able to study abroad and just create something and give back to the youth, because I feel really inspired because myself, I had a lot of opportunities. I went to Washington, D.C. to the museum. I was a Chips Quinn scholar. I got trained in D.C. during college. I got so many great opportunities. So I really feel like it's always good to give back, especially to the youth.
Thank you. And then a lot of people like from India, they dream to go to United States and live there. But if you had a chance to choose another country for living, would you change? Would you go to another country? And if yes, to which one?
Oh, that's a great question. It's between two countries right now. It's between Italy and France.
Wow.
I could see myself actually living in either of those countries. And that's where we met. We met in Cannes, France. I love the South. I love the south of France. For me, you know, je m'appelle Jeannette. So for me,
Oh la la.
I feel like
That,
just right at home.
that's beautiful. You have chosen, in fact, my favorite countries. My favorite countries are France, Italy, and Switzerland. These are the three countries that I feel very attached, maybe because I speak their languages.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it was so nice. I remember meeting you in Cannes in France, and there was a huge show with all the champagne bottles and glasses, a mountain of champagne.
It was tough, right? It was a tough time. Like, how did we make it? Like, the struggle, drinking all that champagne.
Yeah, drinking all that champagne. It was a lot of hard work. So we have been working hard. No?
It was hard.
So,
But
so thank you so much for this. And I was just one more question, because see, you said you are single. So when you go out, obviously, you know, there are a lot of men out there and who see that a beautiful, charming young lady is there. So I'm curious about, like, did they use some pickup lines on you, or did you ever use some pickup lines on anybody? Would you tell us something about the pickup lines when you're traveling single?
that's a great question. I get asked a lot if I'm traveling alone. So I learned after experience just to say, no, I'm visiting the president, the prime minister, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, usually they just say, oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. One of the best pickup lines that I've ever got was actually in Cannes, France. I was approached by a Frenchman, and he spoke a lot of French to me, and I didn't understand. And I told him I don't speak French. And he went on Google Translate, and he showed me his cell phone, and he said, will you go out to coffee with me? And that was a first. And you know what? Determination. He was determined. He didn't care the same language. So yeah, that was a fun time. Actually, we did end up going to coffee and just like, you know, Google translating the whole time, but obviously it didn't go very far because you know, you need to speak eventually. So.
Eventually you need to communicate more. But that's so cute, you know, trying so hard, and with Google Translator sounds so original. Yeah, that's a nice idea. You're giving me good ideas for future. Determination. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you. So if you had to choose between money or fame?
I would say money, because money you can use in resourceful ways, and you can invest, for example, in future. You can invest in yourself, or you can invest in education. You can invest in scholarships. You can give back. You can give to nonprofits. I think money you could do a lot of good things with as well.
Yeah. So now one personal question. Have you ever kissed anybody of same gender?
No.
No. Okay. We got the answer loud and clear. Thank you. And so just wondering, because I see with such a serene and soft and amazing voice that you speak with such calm. So it seems that you're a very romantic person. So what is the most romantic time for you in the day? Is it morning, afternoon, evening, or night?
I am such a morning person. So morning. I woke up at 5 a.m. usually every day. I woke up at 5 a.m. today. So for me, it's morning. I love the sunrise, a nice coffee, a nice walk. I don't know. I'm a morning person.
Right. Okay, thank you. And regarding food, I would just like to know, what is your favorite cuisine? Because you're bilingual, your origins are like Latin origin, and then again living in USA. What is your favorite cuisine?
I will have to say Mexican, because my ancestors and my family would probably not be happy. No, I'm just kidding. Mexican. I was raised with Mexican food, and my mother's amazing Mexican recipes. So yeah, I'll say Mexican. But I will say Indian food is one of my favorite cuisines. I went to India 2 years ago for the first time, and it's the food in India is nothing like the Indian food in the States. I will say that. It is 100 times better in India, and I loved it. I could not get enough of it. I was like so happy over there.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that you love our Indian food. I'm so glad. So, and if you had to take your partner for a date, which place it would be?
Ooh la la.
Oh la la.
I would
Difficile, huh?
say, yeah, sì, molto
Sì.
difficile. I would
Molto
say Lake Como. Lake Como is
Lake.
so romantic to me. I would say a nice boat ride in Lake Como and candlelight dinner somewhere, you know, nice Italian meal. I don't know. I'm fancy like that. I don't know. I that's what I would like.
Oh, you have an amazing choice because Lake Como is so beautiful. And let me tell you that a few years ago, we had one of the richest Indian families. They went there for a wedding. And I was last year in Como. I visited all those hotels. They took all the hotels that existed in Como. You know, everything was gone for this Indian wedding. And it is such an amazing, beautiful setting with the lake. And it's so romantic with the boat
No
rides.
way. I went to a wedding in Lake Como, but it wasn't that wedding.
The Indian weddings. It was a big fat wedding. They took everything that existed. So when I visited Como, the
Wow.
hotel managers told me that everything was taken by one of the richest Indian families.
Wow. Amazing.
So, and if you talk about fantasies, what is your wildest fantasy?
My wildest fantasy would be, I would say doing the Santiago Trail in Spain. I am actually quite adventurous, and I think that that or hiking Machu Picchu. I think that is my wildest fantasy. I would definitely have to prepare for that, or the you know, or Spain, the Santiago Trail. So
Okay, thank you. When the traveling, like you have multiple options to travel, traveling with family, with friends, or solo, or with a partner. Like how do you prefer traveling?
I love traveling in every way. I think every chapter is sweet. Traveling by yourself, traveling with your partner, traveling with your family, traveling with you know, friends. I think each one is special in their moment. Yeah, I like traveling. I'm very comfortable. Actually, I'm probably too comfortable traveling alone. Like for me, it's when I went to India, I flew by myself. I went to Brazil for 10 days by myself. I lived in Italy. I've lived in Australia. To me, like it doesn't scare me in any way. I just, I don't know. I just feel really comfortable traveling alone. So, but I would like to travel with a partner one day. That is something that I look forward to share these experiences with.
Yeah, I think it makes a big difference when if you can share the experiences. That's much more interesting. But again, as you rightly said, I also feel there are moments when I want to travel solo. There are moments when I want to travel with family, or you know, everything has the right time and right moments. Yeah.
And I think that people shouldn't limit any destination until they are with a partner or with a family. For example, I used to hold off on Paris because I was like, oh, it's so romantic. There'll be couples. I'm alone. It's so sad. But you know what? Whatever. I went and I just went for walks by myself and got a pain de chocolat and, you know, coffee. And I went to the Eiffel Tower and I just stood there for like 20, 30 minutes and admired it. True story. I brought a rose with me and I put it in a journal and I left it at one of the gardens in front of the Eiffel Tower. And I said, I'll be back. Because another fun fact, secret for me, for any guy out there, future guys, is I truly think that Paris, the Eiffel Tower is one of the most romantic places. And that is personally where I want to be proposed to. So anyone out there, that's where I want
to be. That's a beautiful message. I think everybody has understood. Now you have got a huge fan following, and many people are going to watch this later as well. And so, talking about this and talking about proposing. So, do you believe in love at first sight?
I do. I do. I believe in love at first sight. I believe it's also just a sense of knowing, knowing that you are with somebody who is a partner, who is on your team, who is not standing in front of you or behind you, but beside you. So I think that that's a great feeling. So yes, we.
Nice. So okay. And then do you have, because I see a lot of people in US now having tattoos everywhere. Everywhere means everywhere. Do you have tattoos as well? If no,
Zero. No.
nada, zero.
You know,
No tattoos.
the only tattoo I would ever get is the names of my children one day. That's probably it. Yeah.
Okay. So I wish it is coming soon. Huh? So let's see when the right time comes. Okay. And if you could have one superpower, which would that be? The superpower, if you could have.
Superpower I would love to have would be to fly. If I could fly, I would literally be everywhere. Another fun fact is I took a couple lessons, pilot lessons for private flying. So I've actually flown with an actual pilot, a small planes, with the intent to hopefully be able to fly, privately myself. But my superpower is definitely flying. I'm always happy in the air. I'm also a Gemini, so our element is air. So for me, it's just being free and being in, just traveling.
That's a beautiful answer. Sometimes when I go for a morning walk and I see birds, I feel like if I could fly, like birds, it would be so great and so liberating. And that's a beautiful answer, Jeanette. And see, the number of comments have been increasing. If I see, my God, Dinesh Kumar, Eiffel noted, he says. So he was listening to the Eiffel point. Sanjay Soni says, this shows, okay, a lot of answers. Dinesh Kumar, you're both such sport during these bad times. Nitin Singh says, nice conversation. Sanjay Soni, again, love your thought process. Janet, and a lovely interactive session, amazing. Kirpal Singh Virding, Bhai Sahab, after houseboat of Kerala. Okay, then Urvashi Mehta Chawla, like Lake Como is a great choice, Janet. Lake Como, and Sanjay and Jinesh and Pallavi, you both are very charming. Thank you. Ruhi Mehta, rapid fire questions are amazing. Nice selection. Thank you. Veena Robinson, we are enjoying watching the show. Naveen, thank you, Veena. And Veena Robinson says, Naveen, stop being so naughty. I mean, it's okay. We are all vegetarian friends here. And then Sanjay Soni, money over fame. Yes, Sanjay, money over fame, because she wants to help people with money. So instead of her own fame, she wants to bring help to people. So then some questions. Anil Singh says, single rocks always. Huh? Vijay Vadva. Vijay, a lot of questions. I'm getting lost in the. I don't know. I'm missing. Are you ready? Oh my God. Ruhi Mehta says you are single, but are you ready to mingle? I mean, I don't know what to say.
Well, it's kind of hard during the pandemic. I mean, dating 6 feet apart with masks, kind of hard, but it's not impossible. So.
Right. And then I have Devashish, my friend, who's asking what is the difference between confident and overconfident.
Ooh, so, that's a great question. I think confident is just knowing who you are and loving yourself and being responsible for your happiness. And if someone likes you, great. And if someone doesn't like you, okay. You're neutral. You're not shifted either way. You're focused, who you are, where you stand. And I think that is what confidence is. You can feel someone who's confident because they love themselves, but they're not all about themselves. And I think someone with an ego is actually full of more insecurity because they want you to like them so much because, I don't know, they just want that. They want that validation. But someone with confidence is like me, great. Don't like me, okay. Either way, I love myself. I think that's a big difference.
Thank you. And then we have Vijay Vadva saying, hi, Naveen, great going. Anil Singh says, versatile Naveen. Sanjay Soni, love your focus and determined attitude. Clear, Janet. Lot of learnings. And Rajesh Gulia says, wow, amazing. Veena Robinson, you are single. You are ready to doing, and again, a lot of Nitish Garg says, really, you're doing a great work. Ruhi Mehta, wow, Naveen Manchanda, you're amazing, great host. Oh my God, Sanjay Soni, Naveen, you're a super. Okay, so more or less, guys, excuse me if I forgot to, read out few comments because the time is running fast. And so, Janet, we have I have a small surprise for you.
Oh,
We have a common friend actually, and he was my guest in my last show, and so I just managed to get him here in the studio. He's in the back end, so I'm just bringing him to the front end, and he's a common friend, and his name is Subhash Verma, and he wants to talk to you.
yes, I know who Ash.
Hello,
Hello.
Mr. Verma.
Hello. Hi, Janet. How are you?
So good to see you. And
I
so,
hope it's surprise for you.
yes, it's a surprise. Last time,
Yes,
last time
yes,
I saw you was in India, New Delhi. I saw you.
yes. I know. Maybe because Naveen did the last show last week with me.
Uh-huh.
He's doing very fantastic shows, and I'm very happy to be on this show for a few minutes with you. And that
Yes.
he has chosen you a celebrity like you. But
Oh,
I just want to tell, maybe Naveen doesn't know, or the people watching it. Naveen, I met Janet 3 years back in Romania
yeah.
first.
Okay,
I was invited by the Romania Tourism, and she was invited from USA on the Romania Tourism show where we met both each other. And then
right.
after 2 years, when I was project director of the ITM, I
Yeah,
invited because she was very keen to come to India.
Yes.
So
right.
first thing I did, I invited Janet to the India Tourism Mart, where she
Wow.
came, and she was a big. Uh, Everybody liked and loved her here. She loved India, so that's how we met again in India, and then we are friends, and happy to see her now here.
It's so amazing. And can I
Yeah.
say, Subhash, like from the moment we met in Romania, I'll never
Yes.
forget this, Subhash, what you said. You said, Jeanette, next time
Yes.
I see you, we'll see you in India.
Yes.
And I said, okay, sure. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then no, it really
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
And
She didn't take me seriously. I told her, you will come to India. I will make you to come to India.
yeah, and I didn't really take
And
it.
I did.
Okay, sure. And he did. He really did. And not only was it the most phenomenal experience,
Yes.
India really to this day has such a special place in my heart. Like I dream of India. I fell in love with the people in India, the locals, you guys.
Yes. Yeah, you met
Sure.
many Indians. You met many Indians here. They still you have made so many friends here.
So many
And
friends. And
yes,
also, I don't know if you remember my very last night in India, there was a great celebration. Do you remember what you
yes,
told me, Subhash, the very last night? I do.
yes. Yeah, you can say that.
You told me that I was going to come back to India many more times, and I was
Yes,
going to
definitely.
help the people of India, and that was really special because
Yeah, this is
yeah,
so Naveen made it once more because it's pandemic time is virtual is also coming to India practically. So he made it again, and you will see many more to come. I
I
promise
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
I dream of that. I love India, and for me,
No, with Naveen, we are doing many things together.
Yeah.
So we will bring you to India actually also. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love to
we,
come back. Oh,
we
anytime.
have we have some beautiful projects going on related to tourism, and I'm sure that we will be glad to be connected, and we just plan to do some things together with you as well. So while talking about this, there is another friend, Anne-Marie Vignon from Evian, the famous mineral water,
Yeah.
and she's saying bonjour to us. Bonjour, Anne-Marie Vignon. So it is
Sure.
becoming quite international, Jeanette. See, everywhere people are talking about this, and I think okay. Mr. Verma, would you also like to ask something to Jeanette, please?
Janet, tell me how you've been doing. Of course, we are in touch with phone and WhatsApp and all, but how have you been doing, and what is your next future plans?
It's a great question. I mean, you know, here in the United States, we're really dealing with two pandemics. We're dealing with the COVID pandemic, but we're also dealing with the racial pandemic. And, you know, our elections are coming up in November. So a lot of people are talking about that already for our president. But, you know, honestly, for me, dealing with this pandemic, I just started to take it day by day, because in March, I went to Egypt. I spoke at a conference in Egypt, and I just got back in time before the pandemic really, you know, escalated. And I was at home, and I think it's good to talk about this because a lot of people who are in lockdown or dealing with the pandemic are alone. They live alone. And I was alone, you know, in my apartment in LA, and there was a lot of panic and fear in the States during the really beginning of the pandemic. And it really affected me. And I felt really, my heart was with the whole world, because the whole world was essentially put to a halt. And a lot of people I knew lost their jobs and their businesses, and everything was just happening so fast that I probably spent the first week or two just crying in bed. And I just didn't know how to process everything. But I think that was really common around the world. But I think now in July, I'm dealing with it so much better. I'm finding ways to be more resourceful, more of service to myself and to the public while everything is going on. So I'm doing a lot more writing. I started writing part of my book, which is always something that I wanted to do, but now I have all the time to do it. I'm launching my podcast this month. So I would love to have you both on, of course. It's going to be called Global Conversations. And it's going to be a podcast where we talk about travel in different industries and sectors. And what else am I doing? I have my travel show that I want to do in the future. It's going to be about women and travel, and gosh, so much going on. Yeah. So I've been really, really, really busy despite not being able to really travel. So yeah.
I understand. Yes, I understand.
Sounds amazing.
Very nice.
That sounds amazing. So I think, guys, this is all about the show, because
thank you very much.
We can continue a few more hours. I think it's not going to be sufficient. It's so amazing to be with you. You guys are like really rocking. So we will say bye in Indian style, and you know, Jeanette, the word we use for bye is namaste.
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 You know the meaning of namaste?
Yes, but can you remind me?
Namaha means it's like bowing in front of someone, or you know, it means when I bow in front of you, it's not in front of you. Actually, in you, I find a piece of God. So that is your soul. I go in front of your soul, and te means you. So it's not you, it's your soul. So I see in you a part of God, and I go to that part of God which I see inside of you. So it's a beautiful word. We use it to say good morning, good evening, thank you. We can use it. It's a passe-partout, like we say in French. It can be used for anything, you know. So thank you so much for being in this show, and
thank you.
We are honored to have you here. And guys, keep on watching this show, because every Thursday we try to bring some celebrities, travel celebrities on this show at 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. Indian time. Let's stay connected. Thank you again, Jeanette. Namaste. Thank you so much.
Thank you again, Naveen, to inviting Jeanette and also being me a part of the show. Great show you're doing. Doing a wonderful job. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure.
It's such an honor to see you both.
Thank you.
And all your amazing audience and viewers. My gosh, they're so amazing. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Yay!